You ever feel like you're doing everything right and yet your money just still keeps disappearing? These 10 simple habits can help fix that.
If you don't know us, I'm Larry.
I'm Hope.
We're from Under the Median, where practical frugality meets real life. You're budgeting. You're trying to cut back. You're doing your very best. But somehow the numbers just aren't adding up.
You might be missing just a few simple habits that frugal people tend to seamlessly weave into their everyday lives. We're going to talk about the 10 habits, and then I'm going to tell you how you can seamlessly add it to your weekly and monthly schedule so it doesn't feel like all you're doing is hyper-focusing on this whole idea of saving money. But before we get into those tips and those habits, if you'd like a way to save more of your income every single month, and who doesn't want that? You want to grab our free guide to reducing expenses. We're going to make sure, guys, that there's a link in the video description.
Okay, let's take the first habit, and that is to count your blessings. Basically, you want to focus on the things that you already have. And these might not necessarily be money items. These might be just you have a car paid off. You have a nice home. You have a nice family. You enjoy spending time together. These are things you're going to focus on, and that way it'll kind of keep you from focusing on the financial part.
A gratitude journal, that's kind of a modern day take off on this whole idea of counting your blessings. And if that helps, do it. Keep a list somewhere. 3 things that went really well every single day. 3 things that made you smile. 3 things that made you laugh. When the kids were young, I would do those kinds of things. And it would help me to reframe the entire day. Because what happens is you get to the end of a day and a couple of things have gone haywire. And all of a sudden you're judging that entire 24-hour period by the things that didn't go right rather than the things that did go right. And that's the same thing when it comes to your money. You're judging it by the fact that you're trying desperately to pay off debt. You're trying to get your money in order. You're trying to live on a budget. And it's good to work on those things, but you tend to put the things that are going really well in the background, and you start comparing the life you want with the life you think everybody else has, and that's why it doesn't work. So focus on all of those gratitude moments.
And by focusing on those moments, you're not focusing on monetary things where you would be tempted to spend.
Habit number 2, list what is working. So you've got a list of the things you're super grateful for, right? Now, next to that, you're going to put a list of what am I doing that is really working for me? What am I doing that is moving the needle? Those are the things, my friend, that you might want to double down on.
You might think about things like we stuck with our budget. Maybe a bill actually went down, and there's a habit that we stuck with. We stayed right with it through the whole time. And maybe there was a meal plan that worked for you and your family. So think about these positive things. That helps you, that gives you some energy to keep going.
It also builds consistency. Once you figure out what's working, you're like going to keep doing that one thing. Habit number 3, you're going to adjust your self-talk about money. How many times have we found ourselves saying, well, that bill went up again this month. I guess I can't move it. I can't change it. I can't do anything about it. People get stuck in that repeat mode over and over and over again. And believe it or not, what you say, what you hear, your self-talk, it all influences your behavior.
It sure does.
And once you believe you're stuck, guess what? You're going to stay stuck.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you a real life example because we have been trying to lower our utility bill.
Oh, boy.
We've talked a lot about it in the past few months.
Yeah.
And the first month we had our winter utility bill challenge, our bill went up by 4%. And I guess we could have given up at that point and said, we're just going to have to figure out how to reallocate some money toward these winter utility bills. But instead I said, okay, what went well? What did we focus on that we really hunkered down and we were like, we're going to do this habit over and over again? Did that move the needle? What did our actual numbers look like? What is influencing this bill going up? The next 30 days, it went down by 9.5%. because I'd taken the time to figure out what was working and figure out what I needed to do more of to move the needle.
Know your numbers. You can't regulate what you don't know about. So you need to know your monthly numbers, your weekly numbers, maybe even your daily numbers to know exactly where you've been and where you're going with your finances.
Back to the utility bills, because that's just where we seem to be going back to right now at this very moment in time, over and over again. You remember I just told you that I looked at what worked? Do you know how I knew what worked? I got my numbers. I put the numbers in front of me. I knew the data. Anything you can do that is going to put hard numbers in front of you is going to give you something to work off of. Because if your goal is, I want to lower my utility bill. Well, who doesn't want to lower the utility bill? Like, everybody wants to lower their utility bill. But you know, the people who really lower their utility bill are the people that put a number toward it. How much do you want to lower your utility bill?
Yeah.
A certain a number or a certain percentage as compared to last year. That's what we do. We always compare it to 12 months ago, because in Illinois, the utility bills change every 90 days because the seasons change every 90 days. So we had to compare it to 12 months ago. How many kilowatt hours of electricity did we use 12 months ago at the same time frame? How much natural gas, how many therms of natural gas did we use? What is 10% less than that? Did 10% move the needle? Spoiler alert, no, that's why my bill went up the first month we tried this, because I was unable to change the amount that we used 12 months ago. So the goal became lower it and see if the bill goes down.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to play with your numbers, but if you don't know your numbers, you can't play with
You have
them.
nothing to work with. The next habit that you need that I think will help you is to break free from the comparison trap. This is where we all tend to compare ourselves to another family or to somebody else. Now, that other family may or may not be frugal like you. They may have a nice car, a nice home, and a lot of things, but they also might be extremely in debt in order to have those things. So I would recommend comparing yourself with yourself. Compare your numbers with what you were doing last month or a year ago, or even 5 years ago. Take a look at what you've been doing. Those are things you can control. You can control what you do, but you can't control what other people do.
This is super helpful when you're like trying to pay off your home mortgage, because you have to look at it 5 years ago and say, look at our balance now as compared to 5 years ago, because that's a long haul. Some of these goals, we absolutely admit they're long haul goals. And in the middle of the whole process, it gets to be a drag.
It can.
And you do start to look at what everybody else has, because you're sacrificing, you're doing the work in order to become debt free. And it can become something that is like not motivating at all.
Yes.
You're like, I'm just tired of this.
Yeah.
And you start looking at your friend who has the new couch, or who has the new home, or who has the new car. And you may or may not even know their financial situation. But here's what my father-in-law always said. I will quote him. The problem with keeping up with the Joneses is about the time you get even, they refinance again and they leave you behind. The Joneses may not be as happy financially as the Joneses look like externally, internally.
Yeah.
They may have a whole lot of debt.
Focus on one goal at a time. Hope and I can't focus on 10 goals at once. We'll take one goal, take a really good look at it, examine it thoroughly, and see what we can do about it before moving on to another goal. Once you've tackled one goal, it's easy to move on and go to the next one.
So we literally do a deep dive into any goal and say, what does this look like? Because we just did a video on this. I'll link it, guys. I'll link it up above. I'll link it in the video description for you, where we talked about the fact that you need to begin financial goals with the end in mind. Yes. So you have to know what you want it to look like when you reach the goal. Mm-hmm. We hyper-focus. We get that planned out. Every quarter, we have 3 goals. 3 main goals that we are focusing on, but we have done the research and we know exactly what we're looking for. And more importantly, listen up. This is where I tell you that we list habits that we are willing to change, and we're going to change for a 30-day period or a 90-day period in order to try to make progress on the goal. Because if you just write the goal down and you're unwilling to change anything, generally it's not going to work. You're not going to meet the goal. And that's why we tell you, you write the goal, you focus on the goal, and then you focus on the habits that will change the outcome.
Make frugal swaps automatically. One good frugal swap that we like to do is when we're grocery shopping, rather than buy that name brand item that we know tastes good, we know it's good quality food, try the store brand instead. You can save quite a bit of money usually by buying the store brand. And stores tend to put their own brands on sale. So this is a really good swap. And there are many of these kinds of swaps that you can do in order to save money.
You know, another great frugal tip that comes to mind when you talk about like buying the store brand instead of buying the name brand. Become aware of the sales cycles of the stores that you go to often. There's also sales cycles when it comes to specific products. For instance, pasta is always going to go on sale about every 10 to 12 weeks. It used to be every 8 weeks. Now that cycle is a little bit longer. When you're aware of those cycles, it kind of helps you plan, knowing, all right, it should go on sale in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to stock up at that lower price and get enough pasta to get me through to the next sales cycle. You want to make sure that you're doing that. But the other thing you want to know is store sales cycles. Walgreens, watch Walgreens, y'all, because they periodically have items they put on sale, buy one, get two free.
Yeah.
They do it all the time on their store brand, like storage bags.
Yeah.
And that's when we buy a whole bunch of them and stock up.
The next habit is automate your money. This is where you have money that's automatically being put into savings or a special account for a special purpose. And we have one of those. We have an account where we put in $300 a month toward medical and dental expenses. This helps keep the pressure off should we have a dental bill or a medical bill that we weren't expecting, whereas we have the money now in an account ready to be payable toward that.
Understand the power of a penny. Did you know if you start on January 1st and you save a penny, on January 2nd, you save 2 pennies, on January 3rd, 3 pennies, and so on. Throughout the course of 365 days, you will have saved over $600. A penny doesn't seem like much. And we have talked about this on this channel, and we'll talk about it again. Small amounts of money saved over a long period of time add up to large amounts of money. Now, a lot of times we hear from people, it's only going to save you $5. Well, I don't know. If I'm standing somewhere and somebody offers me $5, I'm gonna take it.
Yes.
But let's just say that you have 10 different habits that are saving you $5. That's $50. $50 saved each month over the course of a year will add up to $600. And that is what people don't understand. You need to do the math.
You always want to look long term and see where that savings will wind you up in a year. That's what really helps us to be motivated to save even small amounts.
And saving a penny has become more difficult.
Yes, more challenging.
We're not printing them anymore. Just like our Canadian friends, our neighbors to the north, y'all haven't had pennies for quite a while. So I feel like I almost need to change this chart to saving nickels instead of saving pennies, because that is the lowest denomination available.
We save the best for last. This is habit number 10. Create a weekly money ritual.
This is so important. You can have all the other 9 habits going for you, and number 10 wraps it up real pretty and puts a bow on it. Every Sunday night, we have our weekly budget meeting. How did we spend our time this week? How did we spend our money this week? How much money came in? How much money went out? How much money is coming in next week? What's going on next week that might raise some of these amounts? Are we entertaining? Are we going to a party? Is there a birthday coming up? You always have to forecast into the future. And the best way to do that, whether you're doing it with a partner or you're doing it solo, you need to have a weekly money meeting where you add up everything and figure out what is going to happen the next week with your money. Because having a plan before the week starts, it's just like pre-packing all those lunches on Sunday night. This is pre-packing your finances on Sunday night so that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, everything goes the way that you want it to because you've already figured out how you're going to spend the money in the next 7 days. Now, if you want to know exactly what our weekly money meeting looks like, we did a video. We walk you step by step. What do we talk about? How do we figure out where our money is going? We gave you everything in that video. It's right over there. Go watch it next.